Imagine if I told you that dedicating just 5 minutes right before you hit the hay could tack on 20 extra years to your journey through life? Today, I'm diving into a straightforward bedtime ritual backed by cutting-edge studies that suggests it could stretch out your lifespan by as much as 2 decades for folks over 70. We're not talking fancy pills or grueling workouts here. This is a no-cost, 5-part sequence that wraps up quicker than flossing. Yet it has the power to flip the script on aging right down to your cells. The third part of this lineup is especially game-changing. It can essentially rewind your inner clock, and you won't spend a dime to kick it off this very evening. Take Robert from Ontario. For instance, he was 74 when his family doctor offhandedly brought up some fresh insights on living longer during a standard visit. Robert figured, why not? And jumped into this quick 5-minute bedtime habit that same night. Fast forward 6 months, and his vital signs for biological age had shifted so much that his doc double-checked the labs, convinced there'd been a mix-up, and ran them again just to be sure. Now, let's break this down step by step, because I want you to understand not just what to do, but why it works so profoundly, and how it can transform your nights into a powerhouse of rejuvenation. We'll explore the science, the real-life stories, and the simple how-tos. So by the end, you'll be ready to start tonight and feel that difference tomorrow. All right, let's kick things off with the first piece, that quick 2-minute thankfulness session. You know, your mind is basically rebuilding itself for a longer haul every evening as you wind down. But a lot of us older folks are skipping this golden chance to pile on the years. It's like leaving a gift unwrapped under the tree, such a waste, when it could add so much richness to your days. Scientists over at Harvard tracked more than 80 seniors across a dozen years in this extensive study. And what they found was eye-opening. The ones who made a habit of feeling thankful each day stuck around about 7 years longer on average than those who didn't bother. Think about that for a second. 7 extra years of watching sunsets, sharing laughs with grandkids, or just enjoying a quiet cup of coffee in the morning. It's not just about lifting your spirits. Either this stuff sparks real shifts in your body that dial back the clock on aging and slash the odds of kicking the bucket from all the big killers like heart disease or strokes. As you zero in on what you're appreciative of just before nodding off, your brain pumps out these key chemicals, things like dopamine and serotonin that patch up cell wear and tear, cool down swelling throughout your tissues, and beef up your defenses while you're out cold, ensuring you wake up not just rested, but biologically stronger. The evidence piling up on how thankfulness amps up your staying power is pretty astounding. And it's all backed by solid studies from reputable institutions. Getting into that grateful mindset means your system cuts back on cortisol, that nasty stress juice that speeds up wear and tear, bumping up chances for heart troubles, strokes, even memory slips that can sneak up on you as the years go by. Those telomere bits at the ends of your DNA strands, which basically set the pace for how fast your cells age, they stretch out longer with steady thankfulness, turning back time at the genetic level for real, almost like giving your chromosomes a protective shield that keeps them from fraying too soon. Folks at the University of California dug into this deeply and saw that people who stay grateful have telomeres looking like they're from someone 5 to 10 years their junior, which translates to more vitality, fewer aches, and a body that bounces back faster from everyday stresses. Plus, your heart's rhythm gets smoother and more balanced, signaling stronger ticker health and better bounce back from tough spots, whether it's a busy day or an unexpected worry that pops up. On the flip side, letting negativity and tension build up is a killer for us over 70, robbing you of precious time in ways that add up quietly but devastatingly. Ongoing worry can fast-forward your body's clock by 6 to 8 years and hike your checkout risk by 37%, per experts at Johns Hopkins who've crunched the numbers from long-term observations. If you crash with your head full of frets, gripes, or downers, maybe replaying that argument with a neighbor, or stressing over bills, your whole setup stays on high alert overnight, blocking the fix-it work that's supposed to happen during those crucial hours of rest. Your defenses take a hit, making you more prone to catching every bug going around. Pressure stays up, straining your arteries, and inflammation floods in like an unwelcome tide, chewing away at your insides even as you snooze, leading to issues that compound over time. It's like doubling down on the aging speed, turning what could be restorative sleep into a subtle saboteur that chips away at your health night after night. Eleanor from Manchester tried this after her son nudged her toward jotting down a few positives each night. She was doubtful at first, thinking it sounded too simplistic for someone who's seen 7 decades, but she dove in once she skimmed the data in a health magazine. A month in, her stress chemicals plummeted 40%, and her blood pressure eased off big time. No other tweaks needed to her diet or meds. Her GP was floored by the uptick in her vitals during the next checkup, and grilled her on what she'd switched up, even taking notes to share with other patients. Stories like Eleanor's aren't rare. They're popping up more as people discover this low-effort hack that pays huge dividends. It's dead simple, but you've got to stick with it from tonight onward to let the benefits compound like interest in a savings account. Stash a little pad and pencil by your pillow. Maybe one of those small journals that feel nice to hold. Right before lights out, scribble 3 particular things from your day that spark joy. Don't rush it. Let it be a moment of reflection. Get specific. Don't just say, "my kids." Maybe note that chat with my granddaughter about her piano recital and how her eyes lit up describing the melody. Zero in on moments, bonds, little joys over stuff. Like the warmth of the sun on your face during a short walk, or the taste of your favorite tea. Linger on each for a solid 2 minutes, letting that warm feeling sink in deep before the next. Perhaps closing your eyes and visualizing the scene to make it more vivid. Jump in tonight. Your cells start mending the second you flip to thankful thoughts pre-slumber. And over time, you'll notice subtler changes like better mood stability and even improved relationships as gratitude spills into your days. Moving to the second bit, that calming deep breath reset. When's the last time you really drew in a full, lung-filling gulp of air that settled your nerves from head to toe, washing away the day's accumulated tensions like a gentle rain? Too many of us seniors stick to quick, tense puffs all day and into the night, starving our systems of the air and chill needed for top-notch cell fixes and a longer run, which is a shame, because our bodies crave that oxygen like plants need sunlight. The team at Mayo Clinic rolled out big findings from their comprehensive reviews, showing seniors who do deep breaths for a mere 2 minutes at bedtime cut heart risks by 23% and tack on about 4 extra years compared to those who skip it, based on data from thousands of participants tracked over years. Hitting those deep inhales flips on your body's chill and heal, switch the parasympathetic nervous system. If you want the technical term, letting it tackle vital upkeep overnight, from mending tiny tears in muscles to bolstering your heart's resilience. Shallow sips of air, they set off a chain of bad news that hurries along the years and ups dangers from every angle, creating a vicious cycle that's hard to break without intention. Your body reads it as trouble brewing, keeping stress levels cranked even in bed, which means cortisol and adrenaline linger when they should be dialing down. Pressure doesn't drop. Heart keeps racing at an elevated pace, and organs miss out on the oxygen feast for repairs, leading to fatigue that builds up and makes mornings feel like a slog. Stanford's work points out how this ramps inflammation by as much as 40%, pushing cells to age quicker and contributing to everything from joint pains to digestive issues. Your noggin suffers too from low oxygen, edging toward fuzzy thinking, forgetfulness, and higher odds for brain fog down the line, which can affect independence and quality of life in profound ways. That 4-7-8 pattern? It's gold for sparking those long life paths in minutes, a technique developed by experts and refined through studies. Breathe in for 4 counts, feeling your belly expand. Pause for 7, letting the air settle. Out for 8, exhaling any lingering tension. You're cueing your nerves to ease into fix mode, almost like hitting a reset button on your internal computer. Heart slows to a steady rhythm, pressure dips naturally, and your system cranks out growth factors key for staying spry, including hormones that help maintain muscle and bone density as we age. Harvard folks noted in their research that seniors using this nightly had way better heart setups, with improved variability that indicates robustness, and they outlasted those who breathed business as usual by noticeable margins. Henry from Seattle dealt with spiking pressure and jitters that wrecked his shut-eye, leaving him wiped come dawn and irritable throughout the day. He slotted in the 4-7-8 for 2 minutes pre-bed, starting skeptically but committing to a trial period. 3 weeks later, pressure down 15 points without meds adjustments, sleep like a log with fewer wake-ups, energy back to his younger days when he could tackle projects without nodding off mid-afternoon. His wife noticed the change too, saying he seemed more present and less on edge. Easy peasy, but do it steady from now to build the habit that sticks. Perch on your bedside comfortably, maybe with feet flat on the floor for grounding. Blow out all air through your lips to start fresh. Shut 'em. Pull in slow through nose for 4, counting silently. Hold 7, noticing the pauses calm. Push out through mouth for 8, making a soft whoosh if it helps. Loop it 4 times, locked on the counts, and flow, ignoring any distractions like the clock ticking or distant traffic. Make it your wind-down finale each night, perhaps after brushing teeth, but before slipping under covers. Your ticker craves this tune-up tonight. Every shallow day piles unnecessary miles on your heart. But this simple act can start reversing that wear, starting right away. Now, the third powerhouse, sparking that cell cleanup mode. This lone move can dial back aging straight to your genes, stacking more years than most anything else you could try without major lifestyle overhauls. Breakthroughs from Johns Hopkins Spotlight. Autophagy, your built-in scrub for ditching junk cells and whipping up fresh ones. A process that's as natural as breathing, but often underutilized in our modern eating habits. By quitting eats at least 3 hours pre-bed, you fire up this repair engine, potentially reversing bioage and adding up to 15 years, according to longitudinal studies. It thrives when digestion's offline, freeing energy for full-body tune-ups overnight, allowing your system to prioritize longevity over immediate processing. Autophagy science is a game-changer, one of the biggest wins for long life in medicine, emerging from decades of cellular research. Sans food processing, your body dives into recycling damaged bits, proteins, organelles into shiny new parts, like a efficient workshop clearing clutter to build better tools. It ramps up while you snooze, but only if your gut's quiet and not burdened with late snacks or heavy dinners. Harvard data shows seniors nailing this 3-hour gap have markers like folks 10-12 years fresher, with improved energy efficiency in cells that means less fatigue and more pep for daily activities. Your cell engines, mitochondria, rev higher and pump more pep with this break, producing ATP, the energy currency with greater output, which supports everything from walking farther to thinking clearer. Eating too near lights out? It's brutal, aging you fast inside in ways that show up as chronic conditions over time. Your energy stays tied to breaking down grub, skipping regen, and leaving damaged cells to accumulate like dust in an unattended room. Growth hormone, for keeping muscles toned and bones strong, tanks by 80% with a full belly at bed, leading to sarcopenia and fragility that increases fall risks. Sugar lingers high overnight, inflaming vessels and parts with oxidative stress that fire speeds every age up and boosts risks for sugar woes, heart hits, cancers, even autoimmune flares. Sophie from London battled draggy vibes and bugs for ages, till she heard about evening fasts for cell fixes in a wellness podcast. She cut off after 7 p.m. for her 10 p.m. sack time, adjusting her schedule gradually to avoid hunger pangs. 2 months? Tests at her clinic showed 12 years shaved off cell age via epigenetic markers. Energy soared to levels she hadn't felt since her 50s. Infections? Gone. With her immune system seemingly fortified from the inside out. She even started volunteering again, feeling capable and vibrant. Lock it in today. Set your eat stop based on ZZ time, making it a non-negotiable boundary, like locking the door at night. Bed at 10? No nibbles post 7. Even if it's just a cookie, those calories count. 11 p.m. sleeper? 8 p.m. cutoff works best. Stick to water. Herb brews like chamomile for soothing. 0-cal sips in between to stay hydrated without triggering digestion. Shift supper earlier if needed, perhaps preparing lighter meals that digest faster this windows. When repairs roar, turning sleep into a regenerative spa for your cells. Tonight's prime time. Each skipped night means lost regen shots, but starting now can accumulate benefits that compound like a snowball rolling downhill. Fourth up, the inflammation-busting stretch. How creaky and sore are mornings these days versus 2 decades back, when you could bound out of bed ready for adventure. That dawn rigidity isn't inevitable, it's sneaky swelling, shortening your ticket, zappable with a 60-second soft stretch ritual pre-bed that feels luxurious rather than laborious. CDC stats from large-scale surveys reveal seniors stretching gently, nightly, show way lower inflammation signs in blood tests, and add 3-5 years over non-stretchers, with reduced incidences of chronic pain that can limit mobility. Built-up tightness isn't mere annoyance from sitting too long or light chores. It fuels body-wide fire that hurries decline and amps threats like heart attacks, strokes, arthritis flares that make simple tasks daunting. Days knots don't vanish on their own. They brew inflammation via cytokines, those signaling molecules flooding your flow, harming organs, pipes, brain over time like rust in pipes. Mayo research links chronic tightness to 28% higher heart risks due to restricted blood flow, 35% brain fade from impaired circulation to neural tissues. Tight spots choke delivery of oxygen and nutrients while blocking toxins out, creating a buildup that manifests as fatigue, mood dips, even sleep disturbances in a feedback loop. These mild moves hit senior tension hotspots where it counts most for health preservation. Neck and shoulders squeeze brain blood supply, upping stroke risks and contributing to think slips or headaches that disrupt days. Upper back cramps can limit breathing depth and strain heart function subtly, while lower back tightness impacts posture, mobility, and fall odds that rise with age. Stretching isn't flex gains only, it's dousing fire systemically, boosting flow to every corner, priming night fixes so you wake refreshed rather than rigid. Thomas from Vancouver woke with killer neck, shoulder aches for years, chalking it to age, and resigned to popping pills. He added easy rolls, shrugs, back bends, 60 seconds nightly after reading about it in a senior health newsletter. 2 weeks, stiffness vanished like mist in the sun. Joints eased without creaks, energy up as inflammation cooled, allowing him to enjoy hikes again with his dog. His doctor remarked on improved posture during exams, crediting the routine for broader health perks. Routine's basic nightly must for consistency that yields results. Bed edge. Roll shoulders back 5 times slowly, feeling muscles release. Forward, 5 to balance. Head right 10 secs. Gentle tilt without strain. Left 10 for symmetry. Arms up overhead. Side lean 10 each way. Breathing into the stretch. Stand. Hands low back for support. Arch gentle 10 secs to open the spine. Breathe deep throughout, inhaling positivity, exhaling tension, no pain push, just ease. Your bits beg for this now. Skipping lets fire build unchecked, racing your clock. But this minute investment pays in pain-free mornings and sustained independence. Last but huge, supercharging immunity. Your defenses do heavy lifting in slumber, scanning for threats and rebuilding forces, but need prime setup for max life-saving punch that keeps illnesses at bay. Stanford digs from immunology labs show seniors tweaking sleep spots have guards, acting 15-20 years younger, slashing bugs, cancers, threats with enhanced surveillance and response. Dimming glows and temp tweaks pre-bed ignite immune amps, adding years via peak protection that prevents minor issues from escalating. Evening glare from screens or lamps tanks melatonin, not just a sleep aid, but top antioxidant, immune kicker that neutralizes free radicals. Brights 2 hours pre-bed /it's 70%, weakening shields overnight and leaving you vulnerable to seasonal flus or worse. Harvard links solid melatonin levels to lower cancer, heart, bug rates, with data from cohorts showing dramatic differences in disease incidence. Natural temp drop in a cool room cues immune overdrive for fixes, ramping up white cell production and antibody efficiency. Too warm, bright, no deep ZZ stages for regen, where REM and slow-wave sleep orchestrate healing. White cells dip in count and vigor. Antibodies weaken against invaders. Fights falter, leading to prolonged recoveries. Johns Hopkins notes suboptimal setups, triple infections in vulnerable groups, drag recoveries by weeks, increasing hospitalization risks. 68 degrees is magic for immune peaks. Let's core cool gradually for deep cycles that maximize repair without shivering. Over 70 disrupts thermoregulation, halting processes midway. Under 65, body diverts energy to warming, skimping on defenses. Patricia from Edinburgh fought endless sniffles, drags, and fatigue till optimizing her setup after a friend's tip. Blackouts curtains to block streetlights. Dim 2 hours pre with soft reading lamps. 68 degrees stat set automatically. Month later, no bugs whatsoever. Energy boom allowing daily walks. 8 months illness-free, feeling invincible compared to before. Make your nest an immune heaven tonight. For ongoing fortification, install blackouts or a comfy mask for zero light intrusion. Even tiny LEDs from chargers that sneak in. Stat to 68 degrees 2 hours pre. Hold steady with fans if needed. Dim lamps or candles post-sunset for cozy ambiance without stimulation. Cover, ditch glowing gadgets like phones or clocks. Use analog if possible. This 5-minute drill? $0 outlay, but packs decades of extension. Health surges from day one onward as systems align. Data's crystal clear from meta-analyses. Consistent seniors glow in long life signs. Toughness against ailments. Zip that defies calendars, fast. Your frame's a regen machine, waiting for right night prep. Unlock it and watch vitality return. Which piece grabs you first for tonight's trial? Drop a comment below on your fave to test. Maybe share why it resonates. Pumped for 20 more years of adventures? Smash that like button now to spread these gems to fellow seniors deserving vibrant extensions. Sub for more proven long life hacks delivered fresh. And share this with mates or family who could use those extra healthy, joyful years. Let's build a community of thriving elders together.